Let's talk about Marvel 616 on Disney+. Marvel 616 is a documentary series on Disney+, comprising 8 episodes. They're each individual documentaries with different creative teams behind them. They follow various aspects of the world that's affected by Marvel. You've got ones about schools, you've got ones about cosplayers, ones about women in Marvel, creation of Marvel comic books, and so on. The episodes, I think, of note in this very high quality series are the one by Paul Scheer about digging up an old Marvel character from their back catalogue and making a new animated series product line out of them. It's just funny and light, and also got some nice cameos in it from other celebrities, and it's just a good spin on what probably does go on to some extent when they're just looking to get a new franchise going. The other one is The Marvel Method, featuring Dan Slott trying to get an Iron Man comic book out. This got a lot of flack because people didn't like the way that it portrayed the workings in Marvel, and I think it showed Dan Slott as being lazy in that. I mean, ultimately he's a creative. If you don't understand that, then maybe you kind of missed the point of it. I mean, it's meant to show the sort of tension between creatives and having to take their time and how they can't just churn out great ideas against the fact that you've got a business structure where people are expecting things to be done to a deadline. And it shows how the Marvel method works. Personally, I think the Marvel method is good if you work in a bullpen where people can shout over the top, look at people's work and sort of be on top of each other. You can say you can do that virtually, but really there's something different about the atmosphere. I think it works best in a bullpen type situation. But it's a really interesting documentary. Dan Slott comes across a lovely guy, so does everyone in it, to be honest. And that's what you want. You want happy, fun people creating this work. The other one of note that I didn't think that I would like is A Women in Marvel. It shows these really good characters through Marvel's history that worked in the company and made these massive contributions to it. It's just really lovingly done. It doesn't come across as too saccharine, and it just really does represent that aspect of Marvel that doesn't necessarily get talked about very much really well. They don't totally ignore sexism and things like that. They touch on it. They just don't make it sort of a big sinister plot about it. You know, they talk frankly, or what feels like frankly, about it. And then the last one that I wasn't expecting to like and I thought was just going to be filler was one about a school putting on 2 Marvel plays based on scripts you can buy. One about Squirrel Girl and one about Ms. Marvel. And it just shows them putting on a play about Marvel characters, and it shows you the story of these people behind the scenes. And it was just really compelling to watch and really touching, these stories, seeing these kids and the things they're going through. And you can sort of see that some of them have got problems and how they sort of cope with them in a real life situation, not some scripted manner. It's certainly worth checking out if you've got Disney Plus subscription, if you want to watch a documentary that is sort of interesting and might teach you something you never knew, or rather give you a view into a world you're familiar with but wouldn't necessarily have access to other than buying the books off the shelf. Marvel 616 on Disney Plus. I think it's well worth watching. Let me know what you think of it. Did you have a favourite episode? My least favourite one was a cosplaying one, I should say, because it's sort of that did feel a little bit laid on thick, and it was trying to be so inspirational, and it just didn't gel with me. I think they kind of skipped over the fact that the sort of sexualised cosplay element that has made cosplay so popular, whether you like it or not. I know there's lots of people who don't do that kind of cosplay, but what's popularised it in the real world is this sort of sexualised cosplay, and they just kind of totally ignore that. But there we go, that was just my opinion. Everyone's got one. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.